content. Vignesh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
All
You're
right.
audible.
Yeah, we can start the program, Vignesh.
Okay. So, good afternoon, students. And so, from the morning, we're attending a very series of various sessions from the career advance in medicine and disability competencies and various varied courses and fundamentals of doctor-patient relationships. So, in this afternoon session is also very much informative. So, the first session is about the new age learning skills by Dr. Javadar. So, sir is the HOD professor of Department of Pathology. So, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Vignesh. Very good afternoon to all the students present here. Right. I hope you remember me. I'm the quiz master of celebrities. Right. So we do have a quiz here, not like previous one. It will be different. Okay. We will move on to the topic. Vignesh, are you able to see my PPT?
So, paper is not coming. Sir. Yes, sir. Notice visible.
Yeah. Right. Right. So today's topic is on new age learning skills. So most of the things you have already seen, it has been taken up by Dr. Prasad, who is the associate professor in community medicine, and another person, Dr. Gopinath, also have taken few of these things. So it's just an overview of what you should know, right? So this will be the session flow. What is the new age learning skills, and what are the different learning methodologies we have, and what are the sources of information, where we include internet resources, learning management system, clinical key, and most of all, you have different resources. Yes, we do have, but whether all the resources are authenticated, right? Whether it is actual truth or just a created one, right? So what will be the final outcome? Yes, I'm using all the resources. What is going to be the final outcome? Okay. So yes, we will start with the quiz. Since I'm also going to deal about the technology, it's going to be a technological quiz only, right? And let us see in the chat box. Yes, find out the personality here.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, superb. Very nice. Right. So he's founder of this Apple, right? Steve Jobs, right? The second person, a scientist.
Alexander Fleming.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. So he is the person who created the father of all antibiotics, that is the penicillin, right? Good. Yes.
Elon Musk.
Yes. Excellent. Elon Musk. If you want to live in Mars, you have to get the tickets from him. Okay. Good. So I hope everyone awaken from the sleep, right? So since it's a postprandial session, definitely you will get sleep. I will try to not allow you to sleep. Okay, right. So this is what we started. This is how the learning process was. Right. First, the autopsy or dissection was going in open space where every scientist, scholars will sit around and they were started to dissect and learn. Okay, this is what the learning process started, and this is where we ended. Okay, so everything we learn in an iPad or in a computer or in a mobile phone or an Android phone, right? So this is what's going on at present, right? So this is a picture from a Stanford Medical College where they learn everything from the iPad, right? So integrated learning. So we do have the integrated learning in ABMC also, where we will have a small problem-based learning. tutorials, board-based learning, e-learning, lectures, clinical skills, and dissection for anatomy, and even workshops for the students, right? So this digital learning, where does it take, and what is the major advantage? You can learn anytime, any place, and from anywhere, right? So nowhere the students are no longer they are restricted to libraries and formal learning. You have an open resource who is called the father of all resources, our Google. Okay, so there are different learning networks are there. Starting from even Facebook is now used as a learning resource. Wikipedia is there, Google, YouTube, Flickr, Vimeo, etc., etc. It will go on. Okay, there are many blogs, and there are something called as micro blogs are there. Twitter is one example for a micro blog, right? So yes, I do have many resources, whether they are authenticated, right? So I'm going to type something in Google. I'm just typed renal colic, right? So I got many websites, many links are there. Medical news story, renal colic, and Wikipedia is there, e-medicine, right? So I got many websites and links, but whether they are authenticated, no. Okay, so you cannot read and you cannot implement for your exam, right? So there should be some authentication. Primarily, I have chosen that is a NCBI. It should have been taught for you already, right? So NCBI is one of the resources where you will get all journals, right? So which is a valid one. And you have many links like PubReader where it will take to the PubMed website. So these are authenticated websites where you can read and you can follow it or implement it in your exams also. Right. And there are many websites. Medpedia is there, eMedicine is there, Medscape, British Medical Journal Learning. And British Medical Journal is one of the authenticated website where you will get n number of journals, papers, articles, case reports, etc. Okay, and those are original articles. And before using that articles, kindly evaluate how many citations are there, right? So more the number of citations, so more the number of validity. And this is the ongoing one, YouTube. Yes, you do have YouTube. Many videos are there. Okay. Plus, do know that some should be authenticated. There should be some authentication. Okay. Many medical association or many medical schools have their own YouTube. Okay. This is one. Oxford Medical Education is a Oxford Medical University own YouTube channel where this is an authenticated one. And if you see clinical skills, I have typed, and there are n number single persons. They are called as YouTubers. Okay. Even the non-medico just read few things from the books, and they will just make a YouTube video and they will publish it. Right? Don't get into a trap like this. Don't read that and yes, I have seen this YouTube channel, this is what they have shown. No, they are not authenticated at all. You have to choose what is correct, what is authenticated. And there are many 3D videos also available where you can learn your whole anatomy in there. Right? So we call something as Web 2 tools for social learning, and the same can be employed in medical education also. Right, we do have social networking like Facebook where we have many medical web pages are available to transform knowledge, right? And the other thing is Vimeo, which is the video oriented learning platform. Flickr is there, right? Screen slideshare, it's filled with full of slides. Okay, all the PPTs are also available in slideshare, but you have to look into whether these are authenticated materials where we can apply for our preparation, right? So this is another, I hope you should have learned about MOOC, that is open online courses, which is called as the MOOC, right? So we do have one thing such as Class Central. So this is one of the website where you search for any topic, you will get it. So these are the core subjects that are present in Class Central. So I'm choosing science and I'm going to type anatomy. So there will be different courses, right? And most of them are free of cost. If you need a certification course, then you have to pay. Otherwise, it is free of cost, right? So these are this will take into the authenticated source where you can learn your core subjects. Anything is available: anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, pathology, whatever you want, it is available, right? So this is one anatomy I have typed, and I got anatomy of chest and abdomen, and this is from the Yale University, which is an authenticated one, right? And there are some open sources also. This is a World Health Organization, where they are also creating some of the open tools or open reading materials for all the medical graduates, and it's open for everyone. It's free of cost. There is no need to pay. So these are some of the authenticated websites you can access, you can gain knowledge. So at present, COVID is the current situation going on. So you can learn everything in COVID from open WHO courses, right? And Twitter is another one where it's something called as a microblogs. Okay, you want some answers for any single questions, you can just put up your questions, and there are people to answer all of your questions there, right? And this is the general blogs, right? So what would I do if you need a clinical answer? Post a question in Twitter. No, I want to hear a patient story about a specific condition. Read blogs or even watch the YouTube. Right? I want to be in up to date. There are some RSS and even blogs also updating every day. There are hundred of journal links are available. You can go through it. Right? So I want to work in a team. Then you can use your Google Docs. There are many free open access medical education website, and this is another one. Global Medical Education Project is another one where you get n number of series of medical subjects and medical knowledge you can gather there. And this is another one, and is an international association for medical education, which is called the AMI, right? So this is also most of the content series are produced by the students actually. They are medical students, and these are authenticated by most of the international faculties, where you can use all the clinical examination, and you can read about anatomy, biochemistry, everything is available from the first year till the final year. You can get most of the subject details here, right? So I have typed, I have went into that AMI group, and if you go inside the AMI group and if you see the resources, you can see links and resources. You will get all the medical education association website. Don't think it's one single person website or a single link where it's not authenticated. So everything is maintained by some of the universities, right? Some of the medical association will be there, some of the research association. So these are all authenticated websites where you can use the core knowledge from this. And there are many virtual libraries within this AMI, right? So once you go into this, you can access n number of books and virtual libraries in there. And simulation lab. So we do have a simulation lab, and this is a new process where we are applying for students to learn about the advanced cardiac life support or a basic life support, and places where you can learn suture, right? And different heart sounds can be learned, and how the delivery is happening. Everything you can learn. We do have a skill lab, and you will utilize it, right? Yes, if you think you are not a computer geek or computer expert and still you are a technophobe, that is, I'm aware. I'm so afraid to use the technology. No, you have to come out of it. You have to utilize the technology, and you have to acquire knowledge, right? So what is the learning skills that you are going to get in the 21st century? You have to inquire, gather knowledge, information for your decision making, and you have to be a creative student, right? And digital literacy should be there, and you should understand what is online safety and what is the privacy. Everything you should keep in mind, and you should access your internet, and there should be active participation in communicating and sharing the information, and contributing to the networks and collaborative working. Right? It's only not the students have the major role. It's also a part of teacher who has a major role. He should be a role model, and he should be the information provider. He should be a planner, facilitator, and finally, he should also be an assessor. Right? So don't think everything you can get it from the internet. Internet is just giving you a knowledge, but it can never replace any of the teacher, right? So don't lose focus in accessing internet. Don't be dazzled by the technology, right? So personalization is a must. Use what's best for you, right? So dip your toe in the water, get into it, explore, and learn together. So what is the final outcome? Yes, I'm learning all the new digital skills. Yes, you have to be, you are going to be tomorrow's doctor, and the doctor as a scholar and scientist, and you should be a very good practitioner. Finally, you have a good shape as a professional, right? And don't forget, you are also tomorrow's teacher, right? So this is the final slide. The graduate will be able to behave according to the ethical and legal principles. The student should need to be made aware of the issues surrounding the professional use of social media and technology, and they should have high engagement with sites such as Facebook and YouTube, but less understanding of what is going on. And you do have to engage with the other tools that can support your learning, right? So we are in the process of digital transformation, which is referring to the ongoing change process rooted in digital technologies that is going to change the entire healthcare system, clinics, practices, universities, professions, and even treating the patient also, right? So knowledge is not only rapidly changing with new research, new developments, and rapid dissemination of ideas and practices over the internet, but sources of information are increasing with a great deal of variability in the reliability or validity of information, right? Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful informative sessions, particularly regarding the various techniques that is available for students to learn. I'm sure that they will make use of that in the future during the course of MBBS. Students, do you have
Thank
any
you.
queries regarding this, regarding the session?
The next thing we will be dealing is we have something called as learning management system, which will be a separate topic, and clinical key where utilization of all the books will be dealt separately, right? So the next topic, what the students are going to access our learning management system will be dealt now.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Vignesh. Right.
So I think there is no query, sir.
Yeah.
So the next session is by Dr. Varadarajan, sir, Associate Professor, Department of Pathology. He'll be talking about the overview of Canvas software. Okay. So what do you say?
Vignesh, Varadaraj has joined there.
Sir, I'm here, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Varadaraj, yeah, you can take over the session now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sharing the light, sharing the film and TV.
whether students can see those videos, what it is playing now. Someone can unmute yourself and you can tell. Yes? Okay, fine. So we will start. Okay, myself, Dr. Varadaraj Perumal, Associate Professor, Department of Pathology. I am representing as a member of CAMO team, and we include 3 people. So one of our head is Dr. Jawahar, previous speaker. He is a professor and HOD of pathology, and myself, and the third person is Dr. Deepa Madam, Assistant Professor, Pharmacology Department. So hope so from the day of admission, I think you people would have visited our full campus. So what we are going to see in the next 20 minutes is nothing but a digital campus. Everything is going to be in your mobile. I want to see every one of your face. You can open your, you can start your video, because it will be an interactive session, because you are going to use this application for the next 5 years. Until you people go outside this campus, you are going to use this. If you have any doubt, you can raise your hand, you can unmute, and you can ask. Clear? Fine. So we will start. What is CAMO? CAMO is nothing but it is a digital campus. It is a software which has been accepted by our university. They have subscribed it. We are using it. So what are the things are included in this CAMO? We can do everything in CAMO. So what are the facilities available in that, and how it will be useful for you people from first year to final year at various stages? That is what we are going to see in a simple manner. And if you have any doubt, you can contact us. At last, we will share our official mail ID so that you can put your queries, or if you need any help related to CAMO, you can ask us. We will clarify it. So we will start. So the software what we have is MyCAMO. There are 2 types of CAMO applications are there. One is in system we can use. Second one is in mobile application. The difference between system and mobile application is only one thing will be missing. Application. The thing is teaching content. For your whole first year to final year, our faculties have prepared their notes for full syllabus of your MBBS, and we have uploaded. That content can't be accessed by mobile app, but it can be accessed, and you can download. You can use it by system. Okay. So what we are going to see in the first half is, first 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes is how we are going to use that in system, that application. So you can open any browser. When you open browser, please do type vmuportal.camo.in. That means VMU is Vinayak Mission University. vmuportal.camo.in. This is the separate server they have given to us. So when you type and open, system application you will get a system. In that, here the address has to be www.vmuportal.camo.in, because even if you type only camo.in, it will open. But specifically for our university, separately they have given vmuportal.camo.in. When you open, you will get a front page like this. So here you will get MyCAMO, login, sign up, applicant. What we will do in few days, we will create login ID password for all of you. When you get your login ID and password, you have to register in that, and you can change your password. So it will be secure, and you can see your login ID password will be specifically for you, and your profile can't be seen by any other student. First thing. Second, when it will be given official mail ID with a password. So after that, when you enter, you will get a front page home screen as like this. You will get a profile, your picture, your details, and all the instructions on the left hand side icon, and your whole profile, when you have joined, date of birth, your application, personal details will be there. Your personal email ID, mobile number, address, all those things, it has to be, you have to check the profile. When it is confirmed, you register, save it, so that, because whatever you are going to do for next 5.5 years, you are going to use this application alone. So when you give your mobile number, don't change that mobile number. If you change the mobile number, you please call us, you update that mobile number so that you can use without any difficulty. So we will see very few applications for like general introduction about this Camo. Most probably in future, we will have a brief description about this specifically. So we have on left hand side, my institution, which will have details about our institute. Second, home screen, whatever messages or mail, what you people are receiving, it will be displayed in home screen. Second, attendance. Your daily attendance will be updated hereafter in this Camo itself. When you finish your class, by the day end or the next day, your daily attendance will be updated. Next, assignments. After class, if the teacher give any assignment, the assignment questions will come here. See here, it has found no new assignment found. Here on the right hand side. That means we didn't give any new assignment to this person, like to the batch. So particularly for that particular batch, if you give new assignment, it will be displayed here. If you click that assignment, if you are asking to write a short note or to prepare a flow chart or to do a video workshop or some presentation, you can click that, you can do all those things, then you can submit, then report will display. That report we can check and we will give marks, stars, grade, all those things we can give. That is for assignment. Next, all your internal assessments, all your monthly test and your university exam schedules will be displayed in this column. If you click this, you will get full schedule. Next, reports. What is your mark? How much you got? Like all those things also we can get in reports. This report can be accessed by your parents also. The app, what we are showing now, will be for students and to their parents. Parents will have separate login ID. So they will enter and they can access your attendance and your reports also. Next, assessments. This is for assessment, same internal assessment or your university exam results. What is your grade? How much percentage? All those things. Holiday list will be displayed. And in future, you are going to apply leave through this app. When we full-fledged when we implement, by the time you are going to apply leave through this app only. The next one is timetable. Hereafter, the classes will be scheduled in this. The PPTs will be uploaded. That content what teacher is going to take on the next class, that also will be uploaded in that. You can download that before the class. You can download, read. You can have a pre-knowledge. Have a class, you can prepare some questions, what you can ask to the teachers, all those things you can do with this timetable. The full timetable for a month or a week or the whole year will be uploaded here. Your exam schedule will be uploaded here. And the next class, who is going to take, what is the venue, time, and the topic, along with the topic, the teaching content, what they are going to use, that also will be uploaded here. Teaching content, here you can access the full content from first year to final year. For example, for first year, we will open only first year content. But in future, maybe in 2-3 months, we will open first year to final year content for each and every one of your students from first year to final year. Anyone can access that content. So this is what overall, along with that, what we can have is, we will have what are the leaves you have taken. Second is billing. You are going to pay all the fees through this billing area only. From accounts directly, bill will come. Whatever mess fees or hostel fees, transportation, exam fees, college fee, all those things, link will be given here. You can click, you can pay through Camo. Next is activity. If you are going to celebrate, for example, college day function, or if you people are going outside for a football tournament or a meet, cultural meet or academic meet, can be academic, extracurricular, anything, we can form a group. For example, for that particular in your batch, some 10 people are going outside for an academic group, for example, a quiz program. That 10 people can form a group. You can discuss among yourself in the 10, and how to form like those things we will see later. That the 10, the communications can be done with that, and whatever material you want to share, you can share in that also. So next one is teaching content. Teaching content in the left hand side icon, if you click the departmental each department we have uploaded each, like the whole syllabus has been uploaded in that teaching content. What you can do is you can open, this is the whole profile. Here, this is the attendance for 1920. This is how it will be seen. Assignment, we have given a mini project in microbiology, and in pathogenesis, from pathology, we asked the student to read pathogenesis of pneumonia. Here, you can see, you can download the description, you can enter the answer, mark as completed, update. Before the date, you can update so that you will get the report also. Next one is exam schedule will be uploaded in this column. Here you can see what is the upcoming exam schedule. Internal assessment, there is an internal assessment where you can check result also, report card, you can get how much percentage, and you can get full report together. Next one is how to access a teaching content. If you click teaching content, you will get community medicine. See, this person is of second year subject. So in second year, we have forensic, microbiology, path, pharm, and then community medicine. So he can access full second year content. So if you want to read, for example, any of this one subject, he can click that particular subject. The particular subject will have multiple topics. The whole syllabus is uploaded according to the syllabus. When you click, you will get introduction of pathology, cell injury, intracellular recommendation, like that whole syllabus is there. For a topic, how many PPTs is uploaded here also it is there. When you click this view, you will get the content. What is the content we have uploaded? Here one PPT is there for shock. Click that PPT, it will get downloaded. So when it get downloaded, what you can do is you can rename that PPT, you can save, and you can read later. The same PPT or updated PPT will be taken in the next day class. If you have any doubt in the topic, the teaching content will be provided along with the books. So if you have any doubts, you can clarify during the classes, or if you have, if you want, you can have a pre-knowledge, or you can have a pre-discussion before the class itself. It will be very helpful, and it will be very helpful for your exam preparation also. So you can open the PPT and you can read. So next, we are going to see how we are going to access in mobile. This is very important because there are some changes. How you have to do those changes so that you will get a login, proper login. You have to download MyCamo app in mobile. When you open, in that you have to go to setting. In that you have to change the domain to http then vmuportal.camo.in, because there it will be written only camo.in. You have to change into vmuportal.camo.in. Then only it will connect to our own server so that you can access our full material and our campus. So once you change this domain, here sign in, enter the domain. The domain has been entered. You can sign in with your mail ID, password. So you got your profile. Everything is same. Whatever application, whatever access you can do with your PC, same thing you can access through mobile also. The only difference is you can't access teaching content in mobile. Currently, for that, you have to use PC or laptop. You can download in PC, you can read those PPTs. But only teaching content, except that you can access whatever you are using in PC. All the applications can be utilized and you can use in this mobile app also. Here same attendance, timetable, messages, service, assignment, notification, billing. You will have profile, gallery, full profile. All the bills, transport, whatever it is there. How you are going to apply leave, whether it is accepted or not. And if you want to meet any faculty, you can schedule a meeting with the faculty. For example, if the faculty is not available, you can you can get an appointment through this app to that particular faculty so that you can meet along with your parents, or you want to meet. Here is the faculty appointment area. So hope this is a simple introduction. We will have a brief description about Camo later when you start using it. We will help you out. We three are the team in our institute for Camo. Dr. Jawahar, Professor HOD, Department of Pathology. Myself, Associate Professor, Department of Pathology. And Deepa Kameshwari, Madam, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmacology. So our official mail ID is camosupport@avmc.edu.in. When you get your official mail ID, you can any queries or any help, you can mail to that so that we will sort it out and we'll help you. Any doubts with the students? Like,
Sir, when we can download the
when you people get your official mail ID, we will create a login ID and password for you people. Afterwards, we will communicate to you so that you can download and you can register and you can use it. Your whole syllabus, curriculum, your attendance, daily attendance, what class is scheduled for the next 1 month or 1 week, depending upon the department, who is going to take, where is the class, what time it is, when the test will be scheduled, what will be the syllabus for that, and that classes, whatever it is taken for the teaching content, PPTs, you can download. If you want to give like assignment, you can do assignment in your profile itself. We will access and we will give assessment report also in this. You can have a compiled report. For example, you people won't come to know how much percentage of attendance you have, how much percentage of overall percentage of your internal assessment, or how much marks you got in theory or practical. All those things, if you want to have, you can open your profile and you can click. You will get overall 6 months aggregated assessment or your attendance for 1 year, so that you can plan your leave. You can apply leave through this, and you full payment of fees and everything will be through this only. And if for group formation, for example, how you are chatting in WhatsApp group, same way you can form a closed group in this. And you people are going for any competition or anything, so we can form, and you can, any communication, official communication is there, we can do communication through this. And education sharing material can be done, and whatever material and all those remaining all other e-learning resources will be embedded with this Camo in future for you people, because whatever skills lab training, all those things will be embedded in that. So it will be useful and it will be recorded in this itself. You can access once again and you can use it for your full 5.5 years. The full teaching material will be in this only. You can use it for 5.5 years. Then once you go outside, your login ID will be removed. Any other doubt? So in future, when an official mail ID is created, when your login ID and password is created, we will communicate to you people. You can register. During registration, if you have difficulty, you can contact us. When we communicate those news, by the time itself, we will communicate our official communication email ID and mobile number also, so that you can communicate through mail ID, and we will clarify all those doubts and we will help you out. Okay, fine. Any doubt is there, you can ask, or we can move to the next session. Any doubt? Hope so, no doubt. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It was very wonderful presentation showing the overview of Cameo. Surely you students will be having another session and detailed presentation regarding the Cameo once you receive your official ID. Okay. So the next presentation on clinical key is by Mr. Sudhakar Vikram, Elsewhere. So actually he's a customer engagement manager from the Elsewhere. Okay. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you, sir. So very good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vikram. I'm from Elsevier. I'm the customer engagement manager for Elsevier. So thank you for joining us today. So this is the first year batch, right, sir? The
Yes, sir.
freshly joined. Okay.
Freshers there, freshers. Yes,
Freshers. Great. So today's session is going to be about clinical key student. So what is clinical key student? How can you use? What are the uses of benefits of using it? So that's what we're going to look at today. And whenever you have any queries, you can stop me. You can ask the question, or you can put your questions in the chat box, or at the end we can take your questions and get it solved. So today you'll have to keep a couple of things in your mind. Is first is how to register yourself. So after this session, we'll be sharing you the registration IDs and password. You'll get them by today, end of today, or by tomorrow. You'll get the IDs. So I'll show you how to register with those IDs. So these IDs are very important because this will help you to access the clinical key student outside the campus, right? So if you're within the campus, you can use it on any system. But when you want to access this on your mobile device, or when you want to access it outside the campus, you need to register with the registration ID and password. Right? So let me share my screen, and let me quickly walk you through a small presentation just to give you an understanding of what clinical key is, and then I'll show you how to register on clinical key student. So can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, sir. We can able to see.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir. So Clinical Key Student is a UG learning and teaching platform. So this is a platform which will help you with foundation capabilities and also assessment capabilities. So when I say foundation capabilities, you have access to more than 500 plus UG textbooks from global and Indian authors. Some examples are Gray's Anatomy, Vishram Singh Anatomy, you have Guyton and Hall. So you have a lot of medical books which related to anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, all your MBBS subjects. And you also have more than 150,000 copyright cleared images which you can download. There are 2,000 plus dissection and clinical exam videos which will help you to understand the topics better, and also to understand dissection when you don't have a cadaver. And we also have quick access summaries which will give you a full detail about a specific disease or topic in one page. And we also have 150 hours plus of clinical and practical skills videos. And apart from this, we also have a self-assessment tool which will help you to understand your topics better. Whenever there is a session done, you can go back and take a self-assessment tool. Whenever you are revising your topics, you can take this assessment. There are more than 10,000 questions in the multiple choice question bank. So this will help you to understand different topics starting from anatomy to physiology. Every other topic which is there for MBBS is part of this MCQ. And this is curated by expert educators and doctors. You also get to know what are your areas of improvement, and your faculty will also be able to see what is your topics which you are lagging behind, and that will also help them understand what is your performance as well. So this is a clinical key student in an overview for you. So this is what we'll be focusing today also, as to what is that you can access and how you can take assessments, how you can use books, videos, and images on the platform. And apart from this, we also have a mobile access with the what we call it as a bookshelf app. When you search for clinical key student bookshelf, you'll be able to download the app. I'll show you how to download the app as well. So with this app, you'll be able to access all your books offline on your mobile device, so that you don't have to be connected to the internet. You just have to launch the book into a bookshelf, and that will be available on your phone as well. So this might seem a little too much because I'm giving you all the information right now, but when you look at the live platform, you'll be able to understand it is very easy to use and it is very user friendly as well. And apart from this, we also have some tools which will help you, like a student hub, faculty hub, which will give you some videos, activity sheets, all those things which you can also use as well. So let me take you to the live platform, and how to use the live platform is what we'll see today. Let me just open another screen. Just a minute. So tomorrow or today, end of the day, we will be sharing you the IDs and passwords which you can use to register yourself. And so let me share my screen. So the password and registration ID will be something like this. It will be an 13 or 14 letter username and password. So once you get this username and password, registration ID and password, you have to go to this link, which is clinicalkey.com/student/register. I will just put this in the chat, and also I will share this details with you when you're trying to register. With the IDs and password, we'll also share the registration process with you. So first, go to this link, enter your registration ID and password. So this is a very important step. Please make sure that you do this as soon as you get your IDs. So copy the registration ID, paste it here, copy the password, paste it here, and click on continue. So when you click on continue, it will ask you to either register or login. So as you are all freshers, you might not have an Elsevier account before. So click on register, and it will ask you for some basic details like your first name, last name, your email ID, and any password that you can choose. It has to be 5 characters minimum, and you can choose any password. So just please. Sorry, sir. Someone wants to say something?
Sorry, someone, I think it's a mistake. Sorry, you can use it.
Okay. So I'll repeat the steps again. You will get the ID and password, enter the registration ID and password here, and click on continue. And it will ask you to register or login. Click on register, enter your details, and click on register. Just these 2 steps, and once you're done with these steps, you can just log in into Clinical Key Student, and you can access the platform. So the main reason we want you to register here is because Clinical Key Student is a very personalized platform, right? So you'll be able to interact with the book, and only you'll be able to see those interactions that you make, right? So that's the reason it's very important that you register yourself first, and only then you'll be able to do whatever we are looking at today. And then once you register, log in with the same email ID and password. It could be any email ID, it could be your personal email ID, or it could be if you have an official email ID, you can also use that as well. So first thing first, you will see the home page here. You will see your name, and there will be a search box, and you'll also see what activities are there for you. Like you can create a test and also look at what is your scores from the last test that you have taken. All those things can be seen. And you'll also be able to see most popular titles. So these are some of the most popular titles, like General Anatomy by Vishram Singh, you have Gray's Anatomy, you have Medical Biochemistry. So these are all some of the popular books. So there are 2 ways to use the platform. One is if you want to see what books are there for anatomy, what books are there for biochemistry or physiology. So just click on browse and go to the books option here. And under this, you have the specialties on the left side. So if I want to see what books are there for anatomy, click on anatomy here, and you'll see there are 91 books for anatomy. Starting from Gray's, you have clinical learning books which has videos in them. So like this, you can navigate through the list of books which are there, or you can just search for the book name here, and that will give you the list of books with that particular name. So these are the books. When I search for Gray's, these are the books which are there. Gray's Anatomy for students. So these are different books from Gray's. So I can do that, or I can filter by specific subjects and then look at the books here. And likewise, if I want to see the books for biochemistry, click on biochemistry here. And I'll get to see the 38 books which are there for biochemistry. So these are all books published by Elsevier. So these are all the titles published by Elsevier, and the most used titles and most popular titles are also available here on the platform. So you have the Netter's Essential Biochemistry, there is Medical Biochemistry. So there are different subject specialties. Depending on what subject specialty you want to focus, you can click on that and look at the books which are there for the specialty. So once you open the book, let's take this book, Medical Biochemistry. Once you open the book, click on the book name, it will open the chapters for you. So these are the different book chapters within this book. So click on the book chapter, and that will take you to the chapter, and you can read the complete book chapter here online. Right? So you have the complete book with the images and charts, graphs, and everything here. So this is if you want to like read just the text and the images. If you want to read like an ebook format, you can read this through online. But if you want to interact with this book, I'm sure most of you want to like highlight the book or the paragraphs which you read, or you might want to like create notes, right? So all of us are used to doing that. So if you want to like interact with the book, then click on Add to Bookshelf and click on Launch Bookshelf. So when you click on Launch Bookshelf, what happens is this book becomes very interactive, which means you can highlight the book, you can highlight the content, you can create notes. And for students who are used to creating flashcards for revision, you can also do that. You can create your own notes, like you can highlight and create your own lecture notes, or you can create the notes for each book which you want to keep it for your revision or for your examinations. So you can do that as well. And for students who want to listen to the audio of the book, you can also listen to the audio of the book as well. Right? So all these things can be done when you launch the book in the bookshelf. So let's have a look at those features. So here there is table of content. I can also search within this book for any specific keywords, or I can go to a specific chapter. So this is a chapter which I've opened, right? So I can navigate through this. And if I want to highlight any content, I can just select the text, and there are different highlighters, right? So you have blue for exam, you have green, which you can also share content with your friends. This is for need clarification. This is for, you can keep changing, customizing this highlighters also, right? So let's say I want to highlight it in blue, click on that and it will highlight in blue. And if I want to add any notes, I can just click on the highlight and add notes here. So I can just put my text here and it will save there. So I can further go ahead and highlight other content. So I can add the highlighter as need clarification. I can just put for clarification. So which means that you want to like get this clarified with your faculty or your friends, you can just put that as need clarification. So like this, you can keep highlighting the text within any chapter, any book. And then what you can also do is when you click on notebook, there's an option here which says notebook. When you click on it, you'll get to see all the highlights that I have made. Right. So there is one which is for exam. This is for need clarification. And I can also print this. You can take a physical print or you can keep it as a PDF format and you can use it for online reading as well. So if I click on the print again, so you will see that this is the notes that I have made, right? So this is, it will come in this format. It says exam, this need clarification, and you also have a place here to make notes. If you're printing it, then you can make notes here as well. So this is how you can create highlights and notes for a specific book. And if you want to use the same book for revising your topics, you can create something called as flashcards also. Right? So click on flashcards here and click on the plus icon. So you can put the name of the deck as vitamins. And then you can start adding cards into this particular deck. So the best part about flashcards is you can add image as well as text to the flashcard. So let's say if I want to keep an image as the front of the card. So now I can select from vitamins. I'll add this. And I can take the text related to that and add it to the back of the card. And save it. So like this, I can add multiple flashcards into the deck. And once I've created multiple flashcards, I can just play this, click on the play button, and you'll get to see the image first. And looking at the image, you can say, I know it or I don't know it. And you can flip the card and read the answer behind it. So a lot of people use this to revise topics. They can create multiple flashcards in a book, and then they can keep adding more flashcards and revise the topics for that particular topic. And you can also navigate through the images, figures, and graphs which are there in a book. You can click on it and it will take you to the image or a figure which is there in the book. And also you can listen to the audio of this book by clicking on the speaker icon. So let me share my screen again.
Chapter 7. Vitamins and Minerals. Merrick H. Dominizak. Learning Objectives. After
So
reading
now
this
this
chapter,
is, I hope you can listen to this. So this is reading the book aloud.
chapter, you should be able to
So all the
describe
highlighted
fat
text
soluble and water,
is what it is reading. So all the highlighted text is what it is reading aloud.
water soluble vitamins. Discuss the actions and sources of vitamins. Discuss signs and symptoms of vitamin deficiencies.
So you can also change the settings of this audio. You can change it to a different voice. You can increase or decrease the speed of the reading. All those things can also be done here. And if you go to the settings here, you can also change the details about your highlighters, right? So there are multiple highlighters here. You can add more highlighters depending on your specific needs. So let me quickly revise what we have seen here. Right? So we have seen the book from Browse. So let me show you another book. So go to Browse, and you can select the specialties here, or you can search for the keywords. So let's say I search for Gray's. So I select this book, Gray's Anatomy for Students. I select a specific chapter. And then I click on Launch Bookshelf. So open any book and then go to the chapter and then launch Bookshelf. So that is the procedure for you to launch the Bookshelf. So what all we can do with the Bookshelf is we can highlight the content. We can add different highlights. You can add notes to this highlighted content. So I can highlight this and I can highlight the other text. And if I want to see all the highlights that I made, go to Notebook and you'll see all the highlights that we have made. You can take a print from here. That will be your notes with all the highlights that we have made in this book. There were a few other highlights that I had made before. You can also see that here. And if you come across any specific videos, it could be the video within Clinical Key Student, or if you come across any videos from outside other platforms, you can add a link to that also here. Right? So for example, if you see here, there is a specific video link that I have added here. So how can we do that? When you go to Browse, you'll also see there are a lot of videos. So if you think there is any interesting video which is related to, let's say, upper limb, you can add the link to that video here, so that whenever you're reading this notes, you can also go back to the video and refer to that video. So that also can be done. So all you have to do is copy this link and paste it in the notes section. So here I have the notes. I can just paste it here in the notes section. It may not necessarily be within the platform. You can also add YouTube videos, whichever is relevant to that specific chapter that you're reading. You can add those links also. And whenever you share this notes with your friends or with your faculty, you can also share with along with the links that are which are part of the notes. And then there is flashcards. You can create multiple flashcard decks here. There are few already here. There is upper limb, which is already created. I can add more flashcards to this. So this is how you can add the content to the flashcards. So once you added the content, you can just click on the play button and you can refer to the flashcards. So this is how you can navigate through the Bookshelf and how you can use the Bookshelf app. So the same thing can be done on your mobile devices. Just search for Clinical Key Student Bookshelf and you will find this application. So this is how it looks like, Clinical Key Student Bookshelf. Download this and you will also be able to access your books on your mobile device. So for you to access the books on the mobile device, you'll have to first launch the book in the bookshelf online using your desktop or laptop. First, you should launch the book into a bookshelf, and then you'll be able to access the same book in your Clinical Key app as well. So please make sure you download this app, Clinical Key Student Bookshelf. So there is another app which says just Clinical Key. Don't download that. Download Clinical Key Student Bookshelf. This is the app that you should download. It is there for both Android and iOS. So please go ahead and download this for your phones. Any questions so far as to how to use the bookshelf or how to use the book chapters and everything?
Sir, when will they issue the tablets, sir?
That's something you'll have to check with your office. I think
You will receive soon. I will answer. So you will receive soon. Okay, so once after the whiteboard ceremony, you will be having this topic.
thank you, sir. So this is how you can navigate through the bookshelf and use the features on the bookshelf. And the other way you can use is very simple. You can search for keywords in the home page. Like if I want to search for upper limb, I can search for it, and you'll get to see all the book chapters, videos, and images which are related to upper limb. So here, if you see, there are 9,164 book chapters which are related to that. There are images, there are videos. So depending on what content you want to see, you can click on it and you can look at it. So there are dissection videos which you can see for anatomy.
Identify the musculocutaneous nerve. Note where this nerve penetrates the coracobrachialis on its medial side and emerges on its lateral side. Reflect the biceps brachii laterally. Identify the brachialis muscle. Locate the musculocutaneous.
So this is how you can look at the videos also, and you can also search just let's say if you want to look at dissection videos. Just search for dissection here and search. And click on videos, and you get to see all the videos on dissection.
Identify the extensor retinaculum, a thick fibrous band of the antebrachial fascia that holds the tendons of the extensor compartment in place. There's a probe or scissors underneath the extensor retinaculum and release it from the underlying tendons. Make a vertical incision and retract the retinaculum laterally to expose the tendons and
So these are the videos on dissection. So this is what you can do with the search here. You can search for different keywords. You can search for dissection videos and everything here within the search box. And let me show you the other important content, which is images. Right? So you have a lot of images here, more than 1.5 like images, again sorted by specialties. Like if you want to see what images are there for anatomy, click on that. It will give you all the images related to anatomy. So I can click on the image, and you can click on view in source, which means it will take you to the book where it is coming from. So this is from Gray's Atlas of Anatomy. So now I can also create a presentation of this image here. Right? I can click on the image and add to presentation. So there are few presentations that I've already created. I can also create a new presentation. So I'm going to create a presentation which has head and neck. So I'll add a new presentation, and then I can download this. So this is how you can download the images into a presentation. If you want to use the image otherwise, you can just copy this image from the presentation and you can use it anywhere. And these are all high quality images. You can use it in other formats also, right? So this will give you the image. Along with the image, you will also see the details about the image, like the copyright details and also the citation details of the image. So you can use it within this template, or if you want to use it in any other template, also you can use it. So these are the main types of content which you get. You have the book chapters, which you can interact with bookshelf. You have the videos, there are different types of videos starting from anatomy, the biochemistry videos, and you also have clinical examination videos to give you an early clinical exposure. So there are different clinical examination videos which you can use or learn about for the specific topic.
First, I will demonstrate the motion of a normal finger. Notice this.
And also you have other videos like anatomy videos and other videos. So basically you can browse through the content, like if you go to browse, and you can browse through all the content which is there, or you can search for the keywords and get to the results that you want. So this is what we were talking about, was the foundation capabilities which we saw in the presentation. So we have seen all this. Moving to the last part, which is how to do the self-assessment part. So if you click on the second tab here, which is the assignments tab. So here you get to see all the multiple choice questions which are there for different subject specialties. So click on create a test. And then you have the different types of, you can either go with basic science or clinical medicine. Right? When I say basic science, I can also go by disciplines, which means I can select biochemistry or anatomy. So I say anatomy. So here what you can do is, your test is on anatomy. The questions it could be questions I haven't seen yet, I got wrong, where I choose not sure. So this is something that you can select. And there are two types of test mode. One is study mode and other one is exam mode. So what happens in study mode, as you can see here, corrective feedback is given during the test, which means if I select A as the answer, it will give me the answer immediately. Right? So I'll get to see the answer immediately. So let me show you how it works. And you can take the number of questions also, right? From 10 questions, all questions, 40 questions, 30 questions. So I can take the number of questions I want as well. So select the number of questions, and it will give you randomized questions from the pool. And you can click on the answer and click on confident or not confident. So whenever you answer in the study mode, as you can see, the answer is revealed right away, and it'll tell you why it is the correct answer. So if we give the answer wrong, it will also tell me why it is the wrong answer. So this says this is incorrect and this is the correct answer. So like this, I can just keep answering the questions. It will give me the answers immediately. The difference between this and the exam mode is at the end of the results is when you get to see the results in the exam mode. You don't get to see the answers immediately. You will only see it at the end of the test. So let me answer the remaining questions. And at the end, it will also give you the performance report as to how your performance was and what are the areas for improvement. So now I've answered all the 10 questions and I've got one question correct and 10% is my score. The time taken 33 seconds. And because I've got 9 answers wrong, I get to see that there are 10 key concepts that I should revise or area of improvement. So because each question will have one or multiple key concepts. So for this, the key concept is fertilization. For this is phagocytic. So this is like each question will have one or more key concepts. So depending on that, it will suggest what are the key concepts that you should revise, right? And it's very easy to revise also. Just click on this search. Yes, sir. So you can click on the search and it will take you to all the sources which are there on this particular key. So if you want to revise this, just click on that. It will take you to all the content which is there on fertilization. You can revise this topic and then you can come back and retake the test right now, or you can retake it in 1 week or in 1 month. So you can retake the test before 16th February. And when I log in the next time, it will show that I have an assignment pending. So when I come back to my home page, you will also see that there will be an assignment pending for you. And if you look at the performance, so it will give you an overall view of what topics that you have taken the test on, and which is your least confident topics, which is your least scoring topics. And it will also give you the your performance or your so this will show you what each individual systems or for example basic science or clinical medicine, what topics are there and how many questions you have answered, right? So that will help you to understand what is your progress in terms of the number of questions that are there and how many questions you've answered in that particular topic. So that's what it will show you here as well. So as you can see, cardiovascular system, I have not answered any questions. Whereas endocrine system, I've answered 2 questions, in general 4 questions. So like this, it will give you a comparison of your progress with the total number of questions which are there in the question bank. So this is how you can navigate through Clinical Key Student. Any questions so far? Do we have any questions in the chat? All right, I don't see any questions in the chat. If there are any questions, please put your questions in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question. So basically, this is what we wanted to show you today, what Clinical Key Student is, how you can use it, this especially when you don't have to carry big books with you, right? So you can use this on your laptop, your desktop, you can use it on your phone when you download the app. And you can also do self-assessments, which is very important, which also focuses on self-directed learning. So first thing is I want you guys to do is, once you receive the registration ID and password, please go ahead and try to register first. If you have any issues, I will share my contact details. If you can always get in touch with me if you have any issues with registration or any kind of doubts that you might have. So this is my contact details. If you have any queries, you can write to me. So please expect for you to receive the IDs by latest by tomorrow afternoon, so that you can start registering yourself. All right. Any questions before we close? looks like everyone has understood everything, so which is good for me. So we'll send out the IDs by today or tomorrow, sir. So if you can please send that out to the students, they can start registering. And
Sure,
this is my contact details. You have my contact details, so please let me know if there's any issues.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for enlightening our students regarding the clinical key and way and its various usages. Surely our students will make use of this clinical key platform for widening their knowledge. So it's like a mobile, library in having mobile and laptop.
Yes.
We can access the various books and also make notes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the presentations. It's very
Thank you,
informative.
sir. Thank you for giving us time today. And yeah, as I said, please go ahead and register students. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to reach out to me, and we'll help you with that.
Okay. Students, please note the links which sir has been put on the chat box. This clinicalkit.com students actually. Once you just receive your register ID, you can just register using this link. Okay. So thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, students, and have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we just come to the end of our day. So tomorrow you are having the most important session, that is the BLS saves, that is basic life support by our team, sir. Okay, so next we'll be having the networking for personal growth and alumni, and then the national priorities and policies, and finally the research skill for medical students. So all of these presentation is very important presentation for you guys. So please don't miss the tomorrow's sessions. Okay. So is there any queries regarding this presentation? Anything you want to ask? Somebody, I think Ilango. Then Wi-Fi confirma. For what Wi-Fi confirma? Ilango. So shall we close the session? Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Call it a day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Finally, just will open your mouth to say thank you at last.